your behind all the way back to the house until you sit. Y'all not gonna talk back to me. Y'all like y'all don't know nothing about what I'm talking about. If we survive all of our history and all of our ancestry and all of our struggles and all of our troubles, ain't no way you gonna tell me sitting up there with your Apple phone that times are worse today than they were back then. If grandma made it, making hot water cornbread, y'all don't hear me. If grandma made it, with no refrigerator, an ice house in the back, if grandma made it, with a wood stove on the back porch, frying chicken in a black kettle, if grandma made it, surely you can make it with a microwave and a dishwasher. If grandma made it. To really produce greatness, you can't do it by yourself. It has been said, the African adage, it takes a village to raise a child. To raise Moses for what he was going to be, he needed more than a slave mama. Come on. He needed a princess mentor so that he would walk with his head up and his back straight, so that he would have enough defiance to be able to go before pharaohs and kings and be exposed to things that slaves would never be exposed to. Some of you didn't get everything that you needed from your mama, but God sent a mentor that walked along beside you and filled in the blanks and made up the difference. And for you, Mother's Day is Mentor's Day. Because where somebody else left off, somebody else picked you up and finished you off and polished you up and dusted you off. And Moses' mother passed the torch to Moses' mentor. And she was the gateway into the palace. She was the gateway into education. She was the gateway into opportunities. She was the gateway into perseverance. She was the gateway into class and dignity and notoriety. She was the gateway into defiance and the right to have an opinion. And so what the devil meant for evil, God made it good. It was good that Moses didn't get what other people got, because Moses wasn't going to be what other people were. God put you in the situation that you needed to be in to make you tough in the areas that you need to be tough so that you can stand up against life. So stop feeling sorry for yourself over what mama didn't give you, because mama couldn't give you what she didn't have. So thank God for the mentors that decided to go bathing while you were crying in your despair and picked you up and exposed you to a world you would have never gotten in any other way. And to God be the glory, because it's all good and it's all God. I said it's all good and it's all God. I said it's all good and it's all God. You have to make peace with your story. You can't spend the rest of your life mad about something you can't do nothing about. It's all good. It's all God. It's all good. It's all God. It's all good. It's all God. Pharaoh's daughter brought Moses into her house. And because she brought him into her house, Moses has a different mentality without losing sight of where he came from. Because it just so happened that her servant went down and hired Moses' mother to nurse him. Because Moses' mother didn't have the method for it, but she did have the milk for it. So if one person gives you the method and another person gives you the milk, you still got there. If one person birthed you and grandma had to raise you, you still got there. Oh, y'all not gonna talk back to me. If one person had you but your stepmother had to finish the job, you still got there. To God be the glory, because you don't get to pick your mentor no more than you get to pick your mama. God just causes somebody to like you. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? God gave this Hebrew baby favor with this Egyptian princess, and he grew up as if he were her son, while right outside the door his brethren were her slave. I want to talk to you about all the privileges that you take for granted. All the things you got to see and the places you got to go because somebody liked you. All the people that God gave you favor with to supplement all the things that you didn't get. I learned in life that God has a way of making up to you everything that you didn't get in life. And some of the blessings that you got, you only got because God made it up to you. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. It was Moses' mother that birthed him, but it was Moses' mentor that positioned him. Thank God for the mentors that position you, that place you in a place, that open up a door, that invite you into the room, that bring you into a situation that you would have never gotten into, so that you would be armed and dangerous for the life you had to lead. The reason I appreciate my mother more after 50 and 60 is because it takes that long to see what all you're gonna have to deal with. Around 50 and 60, you come to look back and appreciate your own story and recognize, oh, thank you for being as tough as you were, or as rough as you were, or as rude as you were, or as nice as you were. I see why things happen the way they happen to get me ready, so I'd be different enough and strong enough and tough enough and resistant enough to withstand loneliness, heartbreak, misfortune, agony. I thank you for the stuff you made me out of so I could withstand the vicissitudes of life. Am I preaching this morning? I want to take a moment because your story, your history, your ancestry, your DNA will never tell the mentors that God sent alongside you to mentor you that brought you out, or you'd still be in that gang, or you could be in prison, or you could be locked up in jail, but somebody just caused you to make a U-turn or a left turn or a right turn or a wrong turn, and some of it is in who hired you. And you got there anyway. I want to talk to the people who got there anyway. In spite of the snakes, in spite of the gators, in spite of the pass-off, in spite of the limitations, in spite of the rape, the abuse, and the trauma, God supplemented you. Because the truth of the matter is, you're not mama's baby at all. You're God's chosen vessel. Yeah. God just used mama to get you here. It's God that has a plan for your life. It's God who knows who you are going to be. It's God who set you aside and used whoever he chose to use to get you where he was trying to get you. And that's why even on Mother's Day, you got to give God the glory, because it was God. I just want to take 30 seconds and praise God for being God. I want to take 30 seconds and praise God. And just praise God. And just praise God. And just praise God. Whatever your story is, just praise God. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean some real gratitude. I mean some real gratitude. I am sick of attitude. Give me some gratitude. Come on, some gratitude. Some gratitude. Some gratitude. Some gratitude. I made it on sticks and broken boards and broken pieces, but I made it. 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 To God be the glory. Sit with me. I'm trying to behave myself, but I feel something brewing in this room. I feel something stirring in this room. I feel something about to happen in this room. When Moses' mentor drew him out of the water, she said, I'm going to call him Moses because I drew him out of the water. But it was more than the water that was drawn out in Moses. Greatness has to be drawn out of you. I want you to hear this real good. Greatness is a secret inside of you. It's a mystery covered. It has to be drawn out of you. You have to be put in an environment for it to come out of you. And Moses spends the next 40 years understanding himself. So give yourself a minute. If you don't have everything figured out at 30. Moses spends 40 years trying to figure out who he is. 40 years figuring it out. Growing up, I say this all the time, growing up is such a hard job that it takes all your life to finish. So forgive yourself if you don't have it all figured out. And watch your mouth while you're figuring it out. Because you might not be right about everything. Before you print it and publish it and put it out there, you might want to hold it back just a little while because you're not as smart as you think you are. Not yet. You got to cry a little bit more. You got to be awake at night at 3 o'clock in the morning a little bit more. You got to face some hard times and some conflicts a little bit more. You got to go through some hot water a little bit more. God planted Moses in leadership, but he had birthed him in servitude. He was born a slave and raised like a master. What do you do when this part of your life doesn't match with that part of your life? Y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. And you need everything to match. I hate stuff that don't match. I don't want to wear stuff that don't match. I don't want nothing that don't match. I hate stuff that don't match, but my life doesn't match.
Come on. Come on, please.
There are parts of me that don't fit with other parts of me.
Yeah.